Hey, welcome back to the channel. My name is Joseph Gutierrez and this is Covered in Compounding. Today we're going to do a quick little video just going through one of my first rental properties and kind of going over some of the good and bad things that have happened since we purchased this property about 5 years ago or so. So let's go ahead and take a quick look, just kind of take a gander around, see how it looks. Okay, we had about 2 tenants that moved out, and so let's look at what they left us. Unfortunately, some are not in such great condition, so we got to do some fix up for our crew here. But before they get here, let's go ahead and just walk around. Okay, so the first thing that we know here, just walking in, the previous tenants were definitely smokers, so we're gonna have to work on getting some of that smoke particles off the wall. We have some minor repairs on the ceiling, things like that. We'll go ahead and take a quick look through the rooms. All in all, it's actually not too bad condition. Okay, some things need to be straightened up, need to be wiped down. Okay, windowsill's a little dirty, but all in all, not too bad. Okay, let's go ahead and move over to the kitchen and take a quick look here. Okay. All right, so remember, this is kind of like a C-class neighborhood, C-class unit. One thing right off the bat we see here is that looks like our oven and dishwasher are missing, which I don't know what kind of tenant steals an oven and dishwasher, but apparently that was the one that I had. So we'll go ahead and look over here. It looks like we have, I don't think this is the original refrigerator either. So you guys can see the joys of property ownership and real estate investing, okay, firsthand. Okay, squat down here. So, yep, we are definitely missing some appliances. So I've already spoke to some providers here in the city, and we're gonna get those replaced. But yes, never a dull moment when you have your own rental property. Let's go ahead and look out through the rest of this unit as well as the other unit and see what other goodies we have left, okay? Okay, here's the second unit. I actually spoke with one of the other tenants. Looks like it wasn't the tenant that took the oven and dishwasher. It was the old property manager that we don't like so much. So we got a new one and we're gonna be doing some more cleanups here. But let's look at the other unit here. Carpet looks in decent shape, although we may be replacing it completely with the flooring in the other units. Let's go ahead and just venture around. Need a little bit of cleanup here. Looks like some broken light bulbs here. We might replace that fixture. All right, one of the rooms. Let's go ahead and take a look at the kitchen. All right. So this is with the newer paint job here, and the cabinetry looks a lot better. This time looks like we do have our washer and oven. Good. Okay, a little bit of broken curtains here and whatnot. Little leftovers from the previous tenants. And lastly here, looks like a little old couch set that was left over. Mistakenly, I'm sure. Okay, so now that we did our little walk through here, let's go over kind of the things I wish I had done maybe a little bit better. So one of the major things I would have done a little bit better is maybe pick a better property manager. Now, the last property manager wasn't awful, but they did kind of gloss over a lot of the maintenance issues that I found out from the other tenant here, and for good reason we let them go. Mostly repairs are gonna be cosmetic, a few ovens and things like that. A few repairs need to be made, but all in all, not that bad. Okay, kind of expected during the turnover. We can see here we got a little repairs on the wall here, but nothing too serious. No big dents in the wall. No, gashes all over the place like some landlords or real estate investors go through. Okay, this is the joys of property management here, and real estate investing. But if you were to ask me what was maybe my my one regret starting this whole process, well, my one regret would be that I didn't start my own infinite bank in the beginning. Okay, so as you know on this channel, we covering compounding, we talk about using cash value life insurance as an asset class used to acquire other assets. Okay, so what I could have done, and I'll put it here on the screen, this is a policy that I would have made for myself back in those days, where I would utilize most likely Guardian Life in that situation, because they do allow for a large pour-in amount, about 50 times the base premium, pretty up close to those MEC limits there. I could have put in the $100,000 that I had in reserve to acquire this property. The property was listed. We bought it for about $280. I think right now it's worth about $360 to $400. The 70 or so that we needed to acquire the property, we could have used a policy loan, pulled that money out, and used it to acquire the property. And then year after year, as you can see in the graphic here on the screen, we could use the rents to pay down that policy loan and just pay basically the base of the policy, which is like $3,700, maybe plus a little bit for the premium. I just put $5,000 here, just an example. And we would have been in a better situation. And in this example, I'm showing that we do a reduced paid up in year 8. So reduced paid up basically says, hey, reduce the death benefit to whatever amount fits for that particular policy, as if all the premiums were paid into the policy. Okay, and as we can see through this example here, we can see that doing a reduced paid up reduces the death benefit down, doesn't affect the cash value necessarily, and then every year going forward, I'm growing cash value. I'm not putting any money into the policy just keeps churning. Every year we get that non-guaranteed dividend that goes towards buying new paid up additions, growing our death benefit and cash value thereafter. Okay, now this is just an example, right? This is not maybe the most efficient example because we are doing a large pour-in of $100,000 and only doing a base or a normal payment about $5,000 a year thereafter. But it's an example of what could be done if you have a large amount and you want to get started quickly. Okay, mostly I would recommend most people to put in their payments slowly over a course of time, but even still, if I took this example, we'll also show another example here on the screen, and I didn't do a reduced paid up, I have all of this 1-year term, that supplemental term rider, all this term that I can burn off. So essentially, I can take this property, we purchase it, we fix it up, we can refinance it or sell it, take the profit, put it back in the policy, pay down the 1-year term here, and increase the PUAs, increase the cash value so that I can take on the next opportunity. And that's the name of the game when we talk about the foundational asset, okay? Uninterrupted compound interest that we can access tax-free. Tax-free in the sense we use policy loans, it grows tax deferred, and we use it as a line of credit to acquire other assets, okay? And those assets, we can grow our portfolio over time all the way till we get to retirement. We're gonna have this large cash value life insurance policy. We can then turn around and use it as supplementary income or use it for whatever purposes we want in retirement. We have all these other assets that are paying us monthly, yearly on our ownership of them, whether it's stocks, dividend paying stocks, real estate, maybe agricultural investments, things like that. Okay, so that is the strategy here. Once again, thank you for watching. This is a short video, guys. This is just talking about some of the mistakes I had with this property. Hopefully you don't make the same. Okay, pick your property managers wisely. Look out for your tenants, and also make sure you have your own infinite bank, whether index universal life or whole life. Okay, have the foundational asset and build wealth while you're acquiring your assets. And of course, if you are interested in putting together your own policy, down in the description there'll be a link to our webpage, which you can make your own online consultation by clicking the Book Now button. Okay, once again, thanks for watching the video. It's a short video, but I will see you on our journey towards financial independence using the foundational asset. Until next time.